Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. So this is your weekly horoscope for November 16th through November 22nd. And we're going to start off with a card. So Justice, and this is the card that I pulled earlier for this weekend, and there is something about this and the energy that's coming up for the week that is about closing and coming to conclusions about things, making that final decision. So this is November 16th, and we are in the final degrees of Scorpio season. We have Mercury, which is slowing down. It's at 13. And so we'll see Mercury come direct at 11 degrees. We also have Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is at the galactic center. It is moving fast into Capricorn, where Jupiter is in its fall position in Capricorn. So it's very weak in Capricorn. This is where things start to close, opportunities start to lessen. And so with this ending of this Jupiter in Sagittarius, this is about these open doorways and these opportunities to take on, especially now as Jupiter is at the galactic center, where it's at the center of the galaxy, these big opportunities, these big moments of destiny and fulfillment. So this is a time to take on those opportunities as the doorways are starting to come to a close. We also still have the moon in Cancer, where things are a little bit sensitive. We definitely need to pay attention to the things that are affecting us emotionally and really looking at how are these things really affecting us. How do we really feel about things? There's something about this moon in Cancer where the moon is at home in Cancer, so it is in its power, its dignity. So there's something about being very emotional, very sensitive, very intuitive at this moment. But you want to be careful about what you are tuning into emotionally at this time. Are you tuning into something that is resonating with you, something that is positive, something that serves you, or are you tuning into something that is actually controlling or taking over in your life, something that's negative, something that's draining? There's something about this moon in Cancer that is about being very cautious of the emotions and the vibrations that you are opening yourself up to. And this is coming off of this North Node, this destiny point. So again, there's something about, are you in tune with what actually resonates with you? Or are you in tune with something that is of a negative emotion, of an emotion that does not actually serve you? And then we move on to November 17th, 2019, where Scorpio is continuing out the end of this Sun transit of this Scorpio season, nearing its end. We're seeing Mercury starting to come closer to its direct station as it's at 12 degrees. Again, it will stop at 11 degrees, so that is where it will come direct. We see the moon still in Cancer, sort of closing things out, starting to move towards Leo. So there's still sort of this sensitivity and this openness to different emotions and different feelings, this sensitivity. So again, wanting to be cautious of these feelings and these vibrations that you are allowing yourself to be open to or tuning into. And we see Venus at 19 starting to come closer to Jupiter. So we are going to come into a direct Venus conjunction with Jupiter on the 24th. So we're not going to talk about that in this video. We will talk about that later on. But that will be a very powerful moment as we see these two benefic planets moving closer together. So these two very positive planets that are moving in, creating some more opportunity, as again Jupiter is starting to close. It's starting to move towards Capricorn into its fall position. And we do still see Jupiter at the galactic center. It is the galactic center at 26 degrees. So we're still there, still dealing with that. We're seeing Mars is actually starting to move forward towards the end of Libra. So this is where this Mars in Libra energy, Mars in Libra at its detriment of trying to weigh out what is fair and what is balanced, is starting to come to an end. And so this is definitely a positive thing as we're starting to move out of this place of trying to weigh decisions, trying to weigh what's fair, and really starting to step into our power and to taking radical action into our lives. So as Mars moves into Scorpio, which we will see on the 19th, Mars will be at home in Scorpio, where things will be more passionate, more intense. There's going to be more decisiveness of taking action. And again, we still see Mercury at 12. It will come direct at 11. So we're getting closer to this Mercury direct. And that is pretty much it. There's not much going on. We do see Saturn is sort of coming closer to Pluto. We will see this Saturn-Pluto conjunction take place in January 2020. So that big conjunction is coming up. And then on the 18th, we do see Scorpio move 26 to 26 degrees. So again, we're moving closer to the end of this Scorpio season. And we see Mars in Libra at the last degree. So Mars is at 29 Libra. So this is at the very end where we're starting to move into Mars in Scorpio. So this is kind of this final, and we saw this with the Judgment card, sort of this final space of making a conclusion, making a decision, making a solid choice as we start to move into Mars and Scorpio, where things are more decisive and more focused and more about taking the action, taking the initiative. And again, we see Venus getting closer to Jupiter. The moon has actually shifted into Leo at this point. So we see with this moon, there is this aspect over to this Jupiter at the galactic center. And so this adds some positivity to this. With the moon in Leo, we start to become a little bit more bold, a little bit more expressive. That Cancer sensitivity starts to die off a little bit. And so this is a positive energy that comes in. And then when we move to the 19th, this is where Mars moves into Scorpio. So this is Mars at 0 Scorpio. And so again, things start to become more intense, more bold, more decisive, more straight to the point of really getting things done, making solid decisions. So you will feel this intensity to make choices and decisions in your life as this energy shifts into Scorpio. And we see the sun 27 Scorpio, so again we're moving closer and closer to the end of Scorpio season. We see Mercury at 11. It's still retrograde, so we still have some time before it actually gets to its direct station, but it is closing in on that moment at 11 degrees. We also see Venus and Jupiter getting even closer now. Venus at 22, Jupiter at 27. So once again, we have this direct conjunction happening on the 24th. So this is the buildup of that. You will feel this energy starting to charge up with this closing in of this 27, 22 of this very benefic energy of opportunities. Now there's something about this that is about being open to the opportunities though. Nothing is really going to happen if you are wishing or hoping. So there's something about this Jupiter energy that, yes, you have to believe and have faith. That is the Jupiterian outlook, but there's also something about also being willing to take on those opportunities. And the moon still in Leo. We're seeing it sort of finish out in Leo, so it's actually going to move into Virgo, where things start to become a little bit more analytical, a little bit more practical. And the very next day after this Mars moving into Scorpio, we actually see Mercury come direct. So this is November 20th, 2019, where Mercury actually comes out of retrograde. We see the sun at 28 Scorpio. So again, we're closing on to the end of Scorpio season. So there's something about this Scorpio season that has been about really going deep into the depths of your own internal realm, dealing with the darker parts, dealing with the parts that need to be addressed, that need to be worked on. It's really been about shadow work and healing and really getting down to the bottom of the roots of the problems and the situations in your life that need to be sorted out. And so as we're closing in on Sagittarius season, there is something about this opportunity that comes out of doing all of this internal work in the Scorpio realm that is this hope, this light of Sagittarius that's about having faith and believing and going for these opportunities and these doorways that are opening to you. And we do see Venus even closer now to Jupiter at 23. So it's closing in on this conjunction with Jupiter, where we see this very benefic, positive energy come in. Again, you have to be willing to accept this energy. We do see, again, Saturn and Pluto's getting closer. We have that conjunction January 2020. So this is definitely getting closer to the end of the season, where we're seeing things start to become more intense, things starting to close. And there's something about, as we start to get to Capricorn season, about things starting to cement and starting to become more solid, more concrete in your life. So this is the time to make space for opportunities about where you are going. This is the time to make goals, to really reach for these opportunities, because what you're doing now is definitely creating this solid structure for the end of 2019 going into 2020. And the moon is in Virgo, where things again are very logical, very analytical. So be careful of getting too much in your head at this time, getting too analytical, trying to break down every little detail, obsessing. A lot of that type of outlook is really blocking you from this gift of, again, this Venus-Jupiter gift that is here for you. So you definitely want to be very open, very trusting in the plan, very trusting in spirit at this time. With this Virgo moon, you want to be careful of not over-analyzing things. But also there's something about this Virgo moon where you do have to remember to be practical, to have things structured a certain way. So definitely take a look at your life and see what is out of order, what needs to be addressed, what needs to be worked on, and go ahead and take the time to improve and work on those things, especially as Mercury has come out of retrograde. And we do still have time for Mercury to come out of pre-shadow. That is not until December 7th. Out of post-shadow. But we are officially out of Mercury retrograde. Mercury has stopped. It's no longer going backwards. So there is something about this time where things start to come back online. And so you can start to try to look at the things that might need adjustment or improvement in your life. But again, it's not a time to obsess or overanalyze over things. And that takes us to November 21st, where we see Scorpio at the last degree. This is Sun, 29 degrees Scorpio, so we're coming to the end of Scorpio season, moving into, again, this hopeful, optimistic Sagittarian outlook of taking on these new opportunities and experiences and really opening yourself up to trusting and having the faith in spirit and in the ultimate plan and destiny of where you're going. And Venus still closing in on Jupiter in this conjunction. So again, this very positive, very benefic experience waiting for you, this gift. So again, being open to that is very important. We still have the moon in Virgo on the last degrees. So again, this is the Saturnian Daquan of Virgo. So there's something about being very strict or very practical, very much wanting to organize and have control of things. So you want to be careful, especially with this position about obsessing and about needing to have control and needing to know and have all the details and have things arranged. There's something about this that is very perfectionist. So you want to kind of stay away from that and really open yourself up to the possibilities of what Sagittarius has for you. But again, it is a time to make sure things are in order in your life. And that takes us to November 22nd, 2019. So this is the last day that we're looking at for this weekly report. We are going to go into another video on the 24th when we have this Venus-Jupiter conjunction. But we do see Venus is at 26, Jupiter at 27. So we're getting very, very close to this conjunction. Right now we are in an indirect conjunction. So we're still getting hit with this energy. It's not quite direct yet, but again, we're going to start feeling this benefic energy starting to come in. We are at 0 degrees Sag, so this is a sun at 0 degrees Sag, so this is Sagittarius season that we are starting on the 22nd of, again, this hope, this optimism, this faith of doorways opening, possibilities. So where does your faith lie? What do you believe in? What are you open to? Are you willing to take on these possibilities and really aim your arrow for what you believe is possible in your life? And there's something about that where once you start to believe and once you start to have the faith about where you're going, that is where Capricorn comes in, where we're able to set solid goals and really start to achieve things in a very practical way. So it first starts with this belief. So as we have this Sagittarius season, you want to be thinking about what is possible. What are you open to? What are the opportunities that you are going to take on in your life? Because as we get to Capricorn, that's where things again start to become more practical, more concrete. So Capricorn is really where we need to put the work in and really start taking the practical steps to making these achievements happen. But it starts here in Sagittarius with the faith and the belief of what is truly possible. And Mercury is starting to move forward now. It is at 12 degrees. So we still need to get to past the point of where Mercury actually stationed retrograde, which was at 27. So we're at 12 degrees, so we still need to move past 27 to get out of post-shadow. However, Mercury is direct, it is moving forward. So this is a time for all those things that you've been holding out on throughout Mercury retrograde. Start formulating and really starting to take action on these things. This Mercury retrograde has really been a review period to look over the things, especially in Scorpio, to look over the things that need to be healed and addressed in your life. So as Mercury starts to move forward, this is the time to take action and make these things happen. And we do see the moon in Libra now, so there is an emphasis on relationships and on finding the balance and the harmony in your life. And so you'll see a lot of things come up with relationships now. This is really opening up doorways and opportunities in your life. And we see the ruler of Libra, Venus, in Sagittarius in this conjunction with Jupiter. So it really is opening up these doorways of what is balance, what is fair, what is an opportunity for relationships and for connection. And there's something about that showing up, especially as we come into this Sagittarius season. And we do see Neptune actually starting to come to the point where it will station direct. So we will see that at the end of November. So we'll talk about that later. But we do see a lot of doorways opening, a lot of possibilities. We also see a lot of challenging energies in there as well. So there's something about needing to take charge, needing to take action, needing to push through the challenges and the obstacles to accept that gift that's waiting for you. So this is not just about the intention. With Sagittarius, there is an element of needing to have faith and to believe in yourself, but also there's something also where it's a fire sign. So we do need to take action. We do need to have a vision. We do need to move into what it is that we believe in. And with Mars and Scorpio, it's the perfect time. Mars is the warrior, it's the passion, the drive, and it's at home in Scorpio where things are very intense and passionate. And so it is pushing us to take action and step into our truth and what we really want and what we believe is possible in our lives. So that is your weekly horoscope for November 16th through November 22nd of 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. And I will see you in the next video.